What's up, folks? I'm the Trickster of Lightning Anime. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, wherever that may be. I hope you're having fun with your family and your friends. I'm looking forward to my Christmas with my family and friends as well. With that said, let's move on to the video topic today, that being irregular magic attributes. Now, what are irregular magic attributes, you might be asking? Well, to put it simply, they are attributes that aren't connected to biology or the four great attributes of mana. As I've said in previous videos, the four great attributes of mana are fire, wind, water, and earth. These four attributes all have inherent strengths and connections to almost every attribute of mana, functionally speaking. They're all inherently connected to and grow off of these four great elements, with the only exception being what we're about to talk about today, and biology-style magics, such as blood, body, skin, bone, etc. Now, biology magics have the inherent function of regeneration and self-modification. What that means is that biology magics can either regenerate to outpace or stop attacks, or they can inherently modify themselves to overcome obstacles. Bone magic, blood magic, and body magic used by the Dark Triad, Xenon, Dante, and Vonica are all capable of regeneration, and as such, they can even outpace or outright stop attacks. Xenon's use of bone magic was able to regenerate the bone so fast and so effectively that it stopped Spirit of Zephyr from even damaging it, to the point where his attacks did less damage over time. That's how fast the regeneration was happening. Body magic's regeneration and amplification is so drastic that it required anti-magic to defeat him, as Captain Yami kept hitting him with his biggest attacks and none of them worked, even disintegrating his entire body. No, I'm sorry, not disintegrating, deleting his entire body. And finally, blood magic has inherent connection to blood, as it can act as a puppeteer of sorts or manipulate the blood of others or just people in general, as shown when the Witch Queen controlled Asta's body, even with anti-magic flowing through him. Also, Vodka was able to destroy, blow up, delete, what have you, her Dark Disciples, as they all had her blood empowering them, which is kind of important. With that being said, however, irregular magic attributes have no connection to the four great attributes of mana, they are in no way connected to biology, and they have more or less conceptual control over functions or facets of reality. Or they have a connection to celestial beings, or some degree of control over reality in that function. They're not always connected, although some do share connections, such as light, dark, and shadow magic. Light, dark, and shadow magic are all based off the concepts of light, lacking light, and the absence of light itself creating a void. Gravity, time, and spatial magic all functionally play with laws of reality that are set in stone and directly govern how the world works. Time is linear, gravity makes things fall, and space is a constant factor. These three magics are inherently tied to the underworld as the three greatest devils within the underworld, that being Lucifero, Beelzebub, and a now unknown devil, all have access to the three great magics. These are magics that functionally govern reality and act as a very, very powerful ability if used in the right hands, such as with Dante's control over gravity or Xenon's control over spatial mana domination. Some magics, however, have these weird connections to objects which directly interact with mana, such as sword or chain magic, sword being objectively the stronger one. These two directly interact with mana, as seen with Lick's sword magic interacting with controlling and redistributing the mana, as shown with the attacks used against him, and the attacks he charges himself through ultimate magic. The Demon Dweller, Demon Slayer, and Demon Destroyer sword all in some way directly interact with, absorb, or negate mana, or, as seen with the Demon Dweller, redistributes and repurposes mana as your own attacks, as shown when he uses Spirit Storm against Yuno and Asta. Chain magic has the ability to inherently bind people, freeze them in place, and lock their mana down, almost like they're being chained down with their mana as just as much a victim as their bodies. Some magic attributes, such as star, sun, and moon magic, directly interact with or affect or are based on the concept of celestial beings, with all of them being inherently based in stars. Although we don't know for certain what sun and moon magic can do, we have seen star magic. Star magic appears to be, conceptually speaking, a combination between light magic and spatial magic, with its ability to teleport the user to their stars, but also generate star light that can then form together to create constellations, which then act as spells. I really want to see a lot more about sun and moon magic, as that sounds fucking cool. Now with that said, game and dice magic both seem to play in some way of probability or luck manipulation, as dice magic and game magic both directly interact with and influence or decrease the effect of mana depending on the odds and the effect of the game. A game may have you play with half your strength, or the dice may cut your mana in 3, which is by half, because the dice can only go up to 6. These two are not very heavily expanded upon, and I think that's a damn shame. Similarly to them, but a bit closer to sword magic, compass magic directly interacts with direction, similar to vector manipulation, although it doesn't interact with magnitude, only direction. Compass magic allows the individual to create these compasses that inherently control the flow of mana, which means it can control the direction which a magic spell goes to. Very similar to gravity magic's Presence of the Demon King, however, it's nowhere near as powerful, and thus a bit less useful. Also, unlike Presence of the Demon King, where all gravity is affected, thus all mana is affected, this doesn't work when it's just a wide field that it can't concentrate on. Sea Dragon's Roar can be controlled, but if Noelle loads the area up with so much water that just it's everywhere, you can't really stop that or control the direction of that, as it's the new playing field. Continuing this theme of interacting directly with mana, both scale and ceiling magic directly interact with and control the flow of mana in different ways, but still, they're a bit closer than you think. Scale magic allows the user to create scales which inherently tip or change the, scales of magic. Damnatio was able to effectively completely drain the Black Bulls of their power. They had nowhere near as much mana as they should, and Asta, using the Demon Destroyer Sword, negated that. Effectively, he tips the scales to create new events. Sealing magic involves the sealing of magic, or sealing of concepts, objects, so on and so forth. Originally described as simply closing and opening stuff, the idea of closing and opening stuff can be a drastically heavy playing field. Sealing away someone's power, such as what they intend to do with Vonica and Irregular, is a single example of what happens, and without the decaying world being a factor with Vonica's ability to access more of Megicula's power, none of that would have happened, and Vonica would be stopped right then and there. Now, I once described paint magic as weaker dream magic, and I still hold to that to a degree, although they are definitely different magic attributes. Paint magic allows the user, this case being Rill, to create paint that is, magically infused. This paint has almost any effect the user can think of. Unironically, anything the user thinks of they can cause to happen, as long as the paint can be made. This can lead to some real bullshit stuff, such as the Twilight spell he used to stop people from dying. That's it. There was no catch, no game here. As long as he's in the area and his paint spell is active, no one dies. At all. They can't succumb to the effect of their wounds, only after the spell is broken. This is broken because it lets, Gaja spam Apocalypra Austrauza, which drains his life force as cost. Alongside letting people just shrug off mortal wounds and continue fighting forwards, Apocalypra Austrauza uses his life force as a form of battery. He technically has infinite life force, and if Rill figured out how to make that spell better, he could bring back the dead. Dream Magic, on the other hand, took clear inspiration from Freddy Krueger, as Dream Magic allows the user to create a dream world where anything goes. Unironically, anything goes. A fight between two Dream Magic users is functionally God Nod, and the only way out of it is to trick Dorothy into letting her escape by using another Dream Magic user, or blowing it up, which Yami did in the filler arc, where he used the Dark Cloak Dimension / Equinox to destroy the dimension. Something I thought he could do, something that was proven he could do. I'm happy I was right. Alright, I'm going to put these next two together because I think they're both kind of similar. Imitation and Kotodama Magic. Yeah, not outwardly that similar sounding, but let me explain. Imitation magic allows the user to touch another's grimoire, and by touching that, they can then copy new spells. Any spells. If Yami had access to the Dark Cloak Dimension / when Raya grabbed his grimoire, the Raya could have used the Dark Cloak Dimension /. This includes any spell, including Demon Light magic, Ultimate magic, Sword magic, any magic, functionally. The only thing it can't copy is anti-magic, as that's, anti-magic. I see that similar to Kotodama magic, because Kotodama magic, or Word Soul magic, is functionally, I say therefore it happens, with some limitations. He can just say heal, or get back, Storm of Blades, Lightning Storm, etc., and that will happen. Kotodama magic is, functionally speaking here, the most flexible magic in the series. Modification magic and recombination magic are both very similar magic attributes, as they both allow the user to, in some way, shape, or form, take an existing creation or object and then modify it or recreate it to their will. To put it as simply as possible, it's the difference between taking Lego blocks, putting your mana into it, and being able to control that, and everything around you inherently being made of Lego blocks. Yeah, modification magic is just room from One Piece. That's all it is. And it's fucking awesome. I love the Ope Ope no Mi. It's probably my favorite devil fruit next to Ito Ito. I gotta start doing One Piece videos eventually, but I'm kind of scared about Toei. Let's get on. Let's move on. Let's move on. No scary stuff. And by the way, follow Totally Not Mark. I don't know. You probably follow him and follow me, but follow Totally Not Mark. Beast magic is probably the most direct attribute on this list. It is allowing the user to use mana to create the attributes or elements of a beast. The strength of a rhino, the speed of a cheetah, the hearing of a bat, the agility of a monkey. Anything that can be animal associated is realistically possible with beast magic. The next two are also fairly direct, that being bateau or dance and song magic. So, song and dance magic. Those are two separate attributes, by the by. They both allow active and passive effects, such as song magic allowing it to heal people or to do damage through blasts of sound or song, and bateau magic allows the user to dance in a trance-like state where their attacks become heavily unpredictable, even to Asta, a swordsman with ki. Yeah, when you can get past ki reading, that's like getting past the spider sense. It's really scary. Now, mirror magic is one of the longest seen attributes since it belongs to Ghost, who was one of the original Black Bulls. Mirror magic allows the person to summon a magic mirror and also interact with a mirror dimension, which is an alternate dimension where you can make copies or just, well, technically they're mirrors of the original. It's also worth noting these mirrors are not based in magic, but are literally him pulling people out of an alternate fucking dimension. This means that he can do copies of Asta with anti-magic, and it's not at all weakened or limited because of this. Adding in the fact that refract rays and magic mirrors can perfectly counter light magic, which is kind of obvious, light hitting a mirror will just bounce off. Mirror magic's actually really scary. Memory magic allows the user to alter memories, remove memories, see memories, etc. Really simple. Slash magic and vortex magic are going to go together. They are essentially creating slashes of mana that can adapt to anything, or vortexes that can absorb and repurpose mana to amplify the vortex. Slash magic is one of the strongest attributes in terms of pure, undisputed raw offense, as its ability to adapt to things includes things such as healing factors or defensive abilities. Functionally speaking, eventually, he will adapt to you, and then he'll fucking kill you, as he was able to adapt to the body magic of the host of Lucifero, something that is, second to none and took anti-magic to take down. Vortex magic and takes mana that comes at it and adds to the vortex, thus creating an effect. Sort of like when Aang went to the Avatar state against, the Fire Lord and had these vortex of different elements surrounding him. Kind of like that. Just a little different as, tornadoes. Moving on rather quickly, because we are almost done. Permeation magic allows the user to generate or manipulate permeation, thus letting them become invisible or intangible to, everything. Aside from ki, everything. When manipulated with creation magic, they can also create invisible, though not intangible, objects, such as invisible soldiers, which can be detected through mana. Now, we're almost done here, so I'm gonna try to just go a bit faster with these. Soul Corpse magic allows the user to generate and manipulate the souls of others, thus putting it into corpses, allowing them to make zombies that act as puppets. These can be a lot of zombies, to the point where it overtook the entire Clover Kingdom, and if the captains weren't there, probably would have died. A lot of people would have been dead without the captains there. Also, it's, allows the user to potentially bring people back from the brink of death or actual death, as, Rades and his, fellow assholes were all killed by pottery, but then brought back to the Soul Corpse magic. Thread magic is the magic attribute used by Vanessa, and again as one of the original Black Bulls, is one of the most seen elements, and even having an entire arc dedicated to it. Vanessa can manipulate threads, kind of similar to Doflamingo with the strings. However, alongside that, she manipulates threads on a conceptual level in terms of messing with reality itself, that being creating Rouge, the red cat connected to the red string of fate. With Rouge, Vanessa can alter the events to where they just straight up did not happen. Although these are massively draining factors that make it to where Rouge cannot survive doing a whole lot. Against stronger opponents, Rouge can be destroyed outright, and that kind of, drains all of her mana, so Rouge is not always the best option, but she is effectively the strongest. Finally, I'm going to end it with Charmy because she is the best. Charmy has access to food magic. Food magic being the ability to eat, absorb, and then redistribute mana as power. Food magic is how Charmy's cotton chefs are able to absorb magic and then also redistribute magical power through their food. By eating their food, you regain strength and stamina, along with magical energy. Functionally, Charmy is the ultimate support mage, and the scariest mage at that. She can eat your magic before using it to fuck you up. Also, her sheeps know how to fucking throw hands. I hope you've enjoyed the video. This was one I wanted to make, but I really had to just jump right into it and give it my all. Holy shit, this was a lot of work. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you follow, whatever you believe in. I want to make something clear, in case I don't get a chance to make a second video for Christmas. And I want to make a second video. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep to my 2-video-a-month schedule. But let me say this first. This world, over the past 2 years, has had a lot of hell run its way. It's had a lot of problems, and I'm sorry. I want to help as many people as I can by just letting you just learn new stuff and forget about the problems for even a hot minute. That's why I make these videos. Alongside just generally having a lot of knowledge and want to talk about them, I think this series and anime in general help a lot of people with their depression, with their anxiety, like it helped mine. So, if you see these videos, please share a bit of love to them. The love I'm trying to share with you guys. Share a bit of love to other people who are a bit less fortunate. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you believe in. Have the best time of your life with those you love. I'm the Trickster of Lightning Anime, and I'm signing out. See you next time.